Hey Aquarius, welcome to my channel. I hope that all of you guys are safe and secure. I hope that this global frenzy, this pandemic that's going on isn't affecting you guys on the negative front too much, but if it is, I'm sending you all of my healing and positive vibes and my prayers. This is your March 2020 reading. I know that this reading is coming out a bit late, and there are things that have transpired throughout the month that I may touch upon that you've already experienced. But the universe always has a message of advice leading into the next month, right before April gets here. And I don't want to leave any of you guys out, so before this month is out, I wanted to make sure everybody got their readings in due time. So Aquarius, it seems that you guys are, there is a transformation that has occurred in the past, the recent past. I would say very recent. I would say maybe sometime in January or February. There is something that you have wanted for a very long time within yourselves, within your own personal lives, and I feel that your perspective has shifted in understanding what you deserve, understanding what you want, and I feel you guys, from what the cards are showing me, you guys have found your path, you found what you need to do, and you're willing to stick with it. It's forward movement, no U-turns here. Whether you guys are in a relationship or in a connection with someone else or multiple people or not at this time, whether you have your own family or not, whether you're connected with your friends at this time or not, you're realizing that you travel this path alone in this life. That's just how it works for all of us, right? You're not worried about, or you shouldn't be worried about, what others are doing. You're not worried about how others will view your actions. You're recognizing, or the universe wants you to recognize, for those of you who haven't recognized it yet, you guys are, there's a need to recognize that you are enough on your own. You don't need any addition to who you are from others. You don't need another person's confirmation or verification of your worth. Some of you all may need to go get some glasses or contacts. Some of you all may be having a lot of visions, dreams, astral projections. Others of you are physically seeing, like with your eyes. Your eyes, okay, this is interesting. Your eyes are in spirit are connected to your eyes in the physical. So you're seeing the world around your surroundings in a much different way. And your eyes have been opened to certain things that you can no longer ignore, and you can no longer pretend as if there's no way of turning back to the old you, right? It's like a butterfly can't return to the cocoon. It just doesn't. Once it's out, it's out. There's no returning, right? So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles, or the Nine of Coins. Like I said, not caring how others view you or your actions or the decisions that you make. The Nine of Coins, represents independence, recognizing that The universe is going to give you what you need. You don't have to pay attention to what the universe is giving other people. You know, you pay attention to, sorry guys, my scarf is has a mind of its own today. But there's a strong sense of independence here, Aquarius. And like I said, and this is for those of you who are single, those of you who are in a relationship, those of you who have your own family, Aquarius, you're just recognizing that it doesn't matter who's mad at you, it doesn't matter who likes you or doesn't like you. You're realizing that it's not really up to you anymore, you know? It's not up to you to, like, you see what's going on, and the universe really wants you to really pay attention to your eyesight, pay attention to your third eye. For those of you who are deep into understanding chakras, just sticking to what you know, sticking to what you believe, sticking to what is good, best for you, not to what's best for everybody else. Doesn't matter how much you love someone or how much you respect someone. Not really feeling obligated to exert energy or to reach out to people to show them that you care. It's like you got, it's like, it's in a way you feel it has nothing to do with you. Like, things have nothing to do with you. The only thing the only business that you should be minding is your own, right? Not trying to make things work, not trying to keep people in your lives anymore. Because at the end of the day, it's up to them, not up to you. Because that's too much stress, right? I'm an Aquarius rising, and I can definitely relate to this. You know, I'm a Leo sun, Aquarius rising. And those two signs, you know, we're kind of learning the same thing, you know, and Leo and Aquarius, they oppose each other. So you're sticking to what you know. You have the Chariot here. You're sticking to what you know, you're sticking to what you've experienced and what you've learned from those experiences, and what needs to be left behind should stay left behind. It shouldn't, like I said, there's no U-turns. The Chariot doesn't make U-turns, you know. It gets to its destination, and then the next destination that it has to go towards, it you know, wherever that destination is, that's where it goes. That's where it goes. It doesn't stop in the middle of its journey and make a U-turn. It doesn't. It's one destination at a time, right? So for those of you who are dealing with maybe wanting to go back to something or to go back to someone, or for those of you who have had to kind of go back to a certain way of living for a time, maybe because of financial issues, you know, anything, understand that you still have to have the Chariot's mindset. So if those of you, maybe some of you all may have had to go back to going back to a certain job that you just refuse to ever work, you know, go back to, or maybe there are those of you who have moved, you know, back in with someone, or moved in with, you know, into a certain predicament where you feel less independent. Keep that Chariot mindset, because that's the destination. It's one destination at a time. Do not revert back to something else in the middle of this journey, right? The Chariot doesn't necessarily just move forward. It's not just forward movement, a straight line. Sometimes that destination will have to make a U-turn, or it may have to take another detour someplace else. But the Chariot doesn't look back on, oh, well, in the middle of its journey, it doesn't think about, okay, what if I have to go back to this? It's like, no, if I got to go back, or if I have to revert back to something in order for me to learn something, keep that Chariot mindset. I hope that makes sense. It's feeling, sometimes we can make rules, strict rules. You know, you are a fixed sign, Aquarius, where we feel like, I'm never going back to that. I'm never talking to this person ever again, or I'm never going to let this person back into my life. You know, I'm never talking to them. I'm never going to work here again. I'm never going to do this. I'm never going to do that. Well, sometimes the universe may need you to go, because Mercury's retrograde just happened, right? So there are past situations that may have to resurface. Keep that Chariot mindset, that mindset of just moving towards what you need to move towards, and with no regrets. No regrets, no remorse. You know what I mean? Like none of that. Because we have the death card here. Like I said, there is no you've changed and transformed into an individual that you can not change. You can't, like I said, the butterfly can't go back into its cocoon, right? Once that death state has occurred, life, you can't go back to it, right? You have to live life and then experience a new death. There's no such thing as an old death happening again, right? Death happens in life every single day. So what does that mean? You experience one death, and then you experience a new life, and then you experience another death. There's no such thing as going back, reverting back. Take it one death at a time. Take it one life cycle at a time. Whatever that life is, it could be a life of a new relationship. It can be maybe a life of a new job, a life of maybe a new child. You know, you take it one life at a time. Okay? Because you have the Knight of Coins here. Like I said, it's staying on your path no matter what, and not rushing to get there. Not rushing to get to a destination. It's just taking it one task, one day, 1 month, whatever. One thing at a time. Okay? Your path is it's designed for you. It's not designed for anyone else. It's designed specifically for you. And people who don't understand your path or don't understand what you're doing, or you may not understand it at that time, but it's not for other people to understand. It's for you to come to an understanding of, right? So there is one card out of this animal spirit deck that I don't necessarily, I'm still becoming acquainted with this deck, to be honest, but you have the zebra, and it's fire energy, okay? And it's eccentric, creative, and visionary. So again, you have a vision. Have a vision, Aquarius, and stick to that vision. Stick to the process of bringing that vision into reality, right? This card says, when in balance, you're worldly, enthusiastic, fashion forward. Okay? And in order to bring yourself into that balance, you may need an epic adventure, it says, or art. So this is your journey. This is your adventure. Okay? To be worldly is not to be a part of what everyone's doing in the world. It's about accepting the world for what it is, but not necessarily feeling you have to conform to it, right? There is no need for you to conform to what everyone else is doing, and it's not your responsibility to force people to understand what you're doing or to conform to what you're doing. Everybody has their own path, including yourselves. So for those of you who are artists or fashion, maybe you guys are fashion designers, whatever it is that you're doing, if it involves artwork, pull from the world around you, from your environment, but don't feel like you have to do what everyone else is doing in art, right? Do weird things with your craft. For those of you who are artists, don't be afraid to push the boundaries a little bit. Do weird things, okay? Keep that childlike energy, Aquarius. Okay. And then we have the dreamer here, and it says visions, trance, and apparitions. So, like again, some of you all may need to go get glasses, or contacts. Others, maybe you guys need to get an eye check. Others of you, like I said, the spirit and the physical realm are connected when it comes to your eyes. Okay. And there are those of you who, you don't really say a lot about what you see, but you take notes and you make those decisions quietly, and that's absolutely okay, right? You're scratching people off of your list, you're penciling, kind of scribbling their names off of your list silently. And I think that's a very wise thing. Some people may feel like, oh, that's being passive, or you could have spoken to me directly about it, or you need to be direct. You don't have to deal with anybody the way people feel you should deal with them. right? It is not your responsibility to do what others or in the world, or whatever this whatever the on a global scale, if the world says, hey, this is how something is supposed to be, Aquarius, you don't have to follow it. It's not your responsibility to follow it. You follow what your intuition is telling you to do, right? So that's your reading, Aquarius. Much love and light to all of you. I wish you guys the very best on this journey, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. All right, take care. Bye.